Hi everyone, welcome back to another FinanceFeeds exclusive interview. Today we're at the beautiful offices of Match Trade Technologies in sunny Limassol, Cyprus. I'm joined now by Przemyslaw Wojtyna, who is head of sales at Match Trade Technologies, and Alexis Droussiotis, who is head of Match Trader Platform. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us, and thanks for inviting us to your lovely office.
Thank you for coming.
So I wanted to jump right in and ask you, for several months now, the FX industry has been witnessing the booming popularity of prop trading. Can you explain what distinguishes traditional Forex trading from the proprietary trading market?
The main difference starts actually with the focus on the clientele of those two entities. With Forex, we see that the focus is always on the capital of what traders can invest and multiply in the future by trading or investing or speculative trading. Whereas in case of prop trading, the focus is a little bit different because originally prop trading firms, they were focused on finding the best traders to trade their own funds. And this still continues, but what we see in the new version of it is like this retail aspect to it, like the way of en masse filtering of the traders. So that's what I would say is a difference. And if we look from the business perspective, that differentiates the way also those companies work, target clients. So one could say that in case of prop trading, the focus is more on gamification of the entire aspect, because we can see that younger generations and more people have less time. All of us, instead of sitting in front of PCs, spend more time on mobile phones. So I would say that's the first thing. It's more gamified in case of prop trading. Another thing is clearly seen is Forex brokers are heavily regulated, which we don't see still on the props. This of course will be changing very soon, but I would even risk saying that part of the boom behind props in the recent months, especially in the regulated markets, is the level of the regulation, because it went so high, worsened the conditions, increased the costs for the companies. That's why prop firms wanted to find the niche and offer some services or information about financial markets in the more straightforward and easier way.
Mm-hmm. And Alexis, what fueled the sudden chase for new prop trading platforms, do you think?
Now, always when there's a trend, everyone also ups their technology. But the main reason, I believe, was there was an over-reliance on brokers. And what does that mean? Now, if brokers had any operational challenges, their platform was down, they were down, prop firms were also down. So this was the main issue. And we've seen that brokers were onboarding 4, 5, 6 prop firms at a time, which caused an issue in the prop firm's resilience. So that's where the issue came into place. Now, so what happened was there was a need which needed to be fixed. They needed this resilience in their operations. So they started onboarding trading platforms, and we see that prop firms have multiple trading platforms into their offering so they can have this resilience. Now, another thing is that prop firms were on an FX platform. They had specific needs and specific wants. So what trading platforms did was they heard their needs and they implemented them. And also that, they created an ecosystem of prop CRMs that can be used with trading platforms, so they have more of a mix and match of how they want to go.
And do you guys think we'll see a shift of Forex brokers getting into the prop trading space, or will they sort of continue to coexist together? And I guess a follow-up to that would be, what could motivate brokers to expand their business model today?
That's a very good one. As Alexis mentioned before, most of the prop firms were clients of the brokers, whereas now we see that they have much more options. As mentioned, like they can use different technology providers, different liquidity providers. It's not always one broker, one prop. So like there is definitely gonna be some shift as well, because if you think about it, the first people who onboarded prop firms were brokers. So they already have some legal understanding of what it is. So it is only natural that some of them will decide to join the game. Why? First of all, they have infrastructure, they have everything in place, they have platforms, they have liquidity providers, they have support, they have sales, they have everything that is needed. So it's just the question of having one more product in the line. On the other hand, we can see that many props are extremely efficient and effective in their way of promoting. We can see that they reach to new audiences. It's not anymore what it used to be. So it might, what we might see that some brokers, especially before regulations are clear, they will decide to keep this aside and work with prop firms as clients. So we might see a little bit of both in the space. However, there is also the payments aspect, which has to be there, and which we have seen in the past when crypto exchanges came and Forex brokers were okay, but crypto not. The same here, we will see what will be the approach of payment companies towards KYC and some of these aspects, because I would say at the first stage, some of the Forex brokers might be hesitant, but if they discuss it with their PSPs and they also give them green light, I see no reason why to try it, especially in the safe way from the regulation perspective, to know what not to cross, not to risk the main brokerage business.
And Alexis, any thoughts from you?
I'll just repeat what Przemyslaw said and just add the points, because this is something I discuss all the time with brokers. And what I say is that, number one, you have the people. So you have the marketing departments, you have the support departments, you have legal and compliance, so when regulation does come into place, you know how to play your cards. Now, on regards to technology, you have a trading platform, you have partnership with LPs. The only thing you need to do is to, just take the decision. FX is, I would say, a bit saturated market, okay? And there's hundreds of thousands of, prop traders out there. And, if you don't do the move to go into the prop trading space, then someone else will take them. So, yeah, that's my view on the subject.
And Alexis, the next question is also for you. How does the MatchTrader platform help companies like prop trading firms that are trying to get into the market?
Okay, so what we offer is an A to Z solution. So all the tools and features they would need. So of course, the trading platform, the CRM, we also offer liquidity. So the pro for, let's say, the prop firm is they can get a comprehensive package just from us. So they don't need to have multiple partners and multiple integrations to different systems. Now, also with a strategic partner, we also offer liquidity for prop firms to hedge their funding phase. Also, because the issue at the beginning, it wasn't just prop firms, it was also prop CRMs. So it wasn't only them that had an issue. So we offer a quite large ecosystem of prop CRM partners. So what our clients can do is they can mix and match different CRMs with our platforms. We don't limit them to one platform. Now, something else that we also provide to our clients is experience. Now, because we have over 10 years of experience in the FX market, we are more than capable in helping them towards their success. And this was something that we discussed multiple times. And also, we also provide each of our clients account managers. So their main goal is to help them at the beginning so they can launch, and also help them grow. Now, if we touch a bit on the pricing, I believe we offer fair pricing. So fair pricing means is we don't overcharge the client. We see them as a partner, and it's more of a win-win situation between us and our clients.
Also, our trading platform was designed to be friendly and intuitive, which is great for a beginner and also an experienced trader. Now, as we know, the industry, everyone's on a move, and that's where our technology comes into place. We offer PWA technology, which is Progressive Web App. And what this actually does is it adapts to the screen size of the trader. So you're in the office, you go out with your phone, everything is synced in the cloud. So it's perfect. You're always connected to the pulse of the market.
Great. And MatchTrader is among the top companies chosen by prop firms today. What has changed for your company specifically with this new wave of clients and platform users?
So if I can say it was a mountain of requests, of course in a good way. At the time there was a wave of clients coming our way, which there was specific ETAs, there were deadlines that we had to keep for our clients. Now also at the time there were specific features that no other trading platform provided. So we had many clients requesting to migrate trading history, which was something that wasn't offered, but we had to offer it to our clients. While doing all of this, we were also growing our ecosystem because, as I mentioned before, prop CRMs also had an issue with their clients as well. So we were adding dozens of prop CRMs into our ecosystem, integrating and helping them. So simultaneously, because we had the trading platform, because we had the CRM, because we had the know-how, it made sense to add the features for a prop CRM. And we had a vision of how we wanted to have it. And this vision was to have everything within the trading platform. We already had deposits and withdrawals, so we just wanted to add the challenges, the phases, and the dashboard. So it would be one place where the trader would just stay and wouldn't ever need to, leave the trading platform. Now, also on the bright side was because we had so many clients integrating us, we had clients that had over 100,000 clients migrated. So that was a perfect scenario to stress test your system. So that's something that we actually did. Now, we did find a few endpoints that were running heavy, but it was a perfect time for developers to evaluate the code and write something much simpler. Now, in regards to the users, we did try and get as much feedback because we do want to create a trading platform which is, I wouldn't say leaning towards the request, but we do want to listen to them. So of course you need to, feedback is also always a bit controversial. There's a negative, there's a positive, but you need to take all of it together. Now, regarding this, because we want to listen to the feedback of the end users and the prop community, what we have decided to do is a Discord server, which the main purpose is to gather feedback from the prop community and the traders.
So in regards to the users, there was also some misunderstanding at the beginning that flooded our inboxes. So traders didn't understand the difference between a trading platform and their broker. Now, I'll give you a small example, is the iOS and the Android apps. So in other trading platforms, there's one main application where, depending on what broker you are that you have, you can log into that. Where in MatchTrade, each broker has their own iOS and Android application. So what they were trying to do was they were downloading our demo environment, which is just for use, and they couldn't log in with their credentials. So they just flooded our inbox. But it's a learning curve for them and for us as well.
Mm-hmm. And kind of what have you seen, what kind of trends have you seen having analyzed this feedback and this data from prop firms? And I guess, do you expect the industry to consolidate at some point, given the sheer amount of companies that are in the space today?
Okay, so the information we gathered is quite similar to what is available online. Mm-hmm. So we see about 15 to 25% of the traders do manage to go to the funded phase. From that percentage, there's a 25 to 40% of that percentage that does actually request a withdrawal. So we're looking at about 5 to 10% of the total actually have a withdrawal from the funded phase. Now, we've also noticed a large competition. And usually what happens when competition hits the market, then marketing cost also goes up. And also there's price wars. So prop firms, what they do is they discount their challenges. But there's an issue. Smaller prop firms and startups, their lifetime span decreases because their revenue is much less. But we have noticed that if the prop firms have an FX background, they understand risks, they understand funding the hedged phase, that the success factor changes dramatically. Another trend that we've also noticed was that traders usually prefer bigger and more secure prop firms, even if the trading conditions are worse, because there's a bit of a trust issue, so they'll prefer security rather than a discounted challenge. So these are some of the trends and numbers that we've seen lately.
I guess I wonder, given the feedback that you've gotten and some of this data that you've analyzed, I guess my follow-up question is, in terms of consolidation, if we do see traders preferring to work with bigger shops, or let's say shops that have an established Forex offering, Do you think that that will cause further consolidation of the industry down the road?
In my perspective, yes. In my perspective, yes. And I do believe that, more brokers will move into the space, because I mentioned it before, and Przemek also mentioned it, that they have all the technology partners. They're just in the space, they know the industry, and it's just a matter of time for them to move in and take that segment of the market. But yes, I believe that traders do prefer, if someone has, let's say, brokerage in the background, which is regulated. Of course, that does increase the I won't call it a success factor, but a trader trusting a firm more than someone which is unregulated, yes.
Thanks. Przemek, this question is for you, and I think this is one of the biggest questions being asked right now. What role does regulation play in the future of prop trading? And are you, as a company, prepared for potential regulatory changes?
Of course, we are in the heavily regulated industry, so everybody is waiting what will happen. Will it be positive? Will it be somewhere in the middle? Will there be complete ban? Nobody knows yet. However, we as a tech provider, we are less affected by that. That will be affecting our clients. On our side, what we already do, understanding there is no regulation, we already now check against bad actors. We use tools like WorldCheck, which are popular in the Forex industry. We check if the prop firms understand the legal framework in which they operate, so at least that they do their research. We try to also make sure that there is a transparency, that if there's something wrong, we still monitor our clients, and if we see something that we don't like, we ask them and we react at least, because we understand it's not regulated yet, so it's a bit more risky. About upcoming regulations, I would say we firstly will expect the definition of what is prop trading. I think it might go two ways. It might be either considered as classical prop trading firm with a new way of getting, filtering and targeting clients, so with all the consequences of it. And another question which has to be answered is like, can prop trading be completely detached from live trading phase? Can it be considered as an educational package where people compete for the best results and the award is a form of payout of certain amount of money? This also has to be answered, and I think those questions will be answered rather sooner than later, because you don't need a law for that. There will be some circulars, some suggestions from the regulators for sure quite soon, because this cannot stay that long. And another thing that will be there debated, I think, is, does the prop trading firm have the right to choose which of the funded or live, or however you call these traders, are hedged? Because this is in the end the money of the prop trading firm. So this is also something that has to be solved, like in connection especially with the scale. Because on one hand, the prop firm might say, I decide who trades or not, these are my funds. On the other hand, when we have such scale, I think some transparency will be also necessary there, because it brings us much closer to the retail brokerage. So I don't think it will be left like that. Another question which I think will be answered soon is, can props actually exist and earn on the challenges themselves? Or should they only focus on the live traders? Right now, like if we look at classical props, it should be from trading, but it's quite obvious that part of the money earned on challenges and the selection phase is also becoming companies' funds. So now the question will be also from KYC perspective. If a broker or any tech provider wants to onboard such a company, like what do we do with companies' funds when they reached 100,000 clients with very small amounts? And the approach toward KYC is still not clear. So that is some stuff which I think will need to be clarified. However, when I think about it, I don't think that we will see complete ban. I think it will go more towards making it civilized, like we saw with brokerage. I hope that regulators will focus only on customer protection, but not on destroying the market. Because why I think this will be there? Because the push is too strong. We can see that this wasn't created by Forex brokers. This was a real demand from traders, the way they trade, the way they want to try the markets, they want to check themselves, and to have this very noble idea of finding people with the best skills, regardless how much capital they earned before or they were given by their parents, which can make availability for online trading much wider for the population.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. And Przemek, you speak to potential clients all over the world during the year. I wanted to ask you, how important is it for prop firms to use experienced technology providers, and what should they look for in a trading platform when, you know, when they come to you and say, hey, I need technology?
So what we see that recently, because the prop trading ecosystem has been created a bit separately from Forex. So we see the great blend of providers from both worlds. We see platform providers, we see CRM providers, we see many different participants, which creates the great fresher way of looking at this industry, and that's for sure good. But when we think about the platforms, there are not that many providers which can provide the good product. Why? I think it's because it's one of the most difficult elements of the offering. Because on one hand you have traders in the front, you have people in the back you have people who have to do reports and so on. So that's for sure something that is difficult to choose the good platform. And let's not forget that not all the current players decided to go to this direction. This can come from different reasons, maybe risk appetite connected with current base of clients, risk of not adding more troubles to already the ones they had. So that's why we even narrow down this choice further. So what I think is important when a prop firm starts and chooses the platform is to think about their audience. Will it be seasoned traders? Will it be traders who need a lot of tools, algorithmic trading, or will it be people who just start their journey with trading? Are these people who, for example, need to learn fast? They never heard about trading because they never had the capital which was required, but now they have the opportunity. So I would say prop firms should look from perspective of what's the best for their operations, but also what is the best for their clientele. I would say if they have such chance, they should go with at least two platforms because to avoid the situation we saw recently with shortage or cutting of some providers, it's better to, if you have scale at least, to be covered from different sides, especially that regulation is still not clear and might affect the decisions of existing providers. Another thing that definitely matters is mobile, because what I mentioned before, the gamification aspect is behind all this push, all this boom, in my opinion. So if you do the platform, make sure it's easily available online. Make sure you know how clients can install it, because one thing is to have the mobile platform technically, the other one is to put it properly in the online sphere. So for example, clients using MatchTrader can download it from their mobile phone just from the browser and it will become the app. So the necessity to get the special accounts is off and nobody will start all this debate. Are you regulated? Are you not? Is it okay? So choose also the ones that are mobile friendly, because that's the trend on props.
Great.
And last but not least, what was also mentioned before about experienced providers, make sure you partner with someone who will be able to help you here and now. So for example, in MatchTrade, we can give you all the components and basically help you start your prop trade firm, but then also make sure that your provider is open for a collaboration. We see some platform providers who are less likely to do that, whereas as Alexis mentioned, we partner with most of the CRMs. We welcome partners. We understand that sometimes prop firm might grow to such size that we'll need, for example, server solution where they will need to plug different liquidity providers for security of their clients, and that's something that we also provide and believe to support the client at the beginning, but also in all the phases of their growth.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I guess my last question is for both of you. What should prop firms focus on to be successful? Like, what are the do's and don'ts, let's say today and later on down the road?
I would say the first element is do your research. When you're doing anything in life, and especially in our industry, you need to do your research. And that comes to, try the trading platforms out. Become the trader, go use a demo, check what features they have. And another thing is when you do choose, a technology partner, a trading platform, is check how often they're releasing features. There's many, let's call them technology partners, that sometimes are a bit stale in how many features they're releasing. So go check their newsletters, check their website, check how often they're releasing. And now in regards to regulation, because we don't have a clear lining how it's going to go, we are hearing a lot lately about it, how regulation is noticing and stating they know it, is be transparent. I've talked to many prop CRM providers, and the one thing they always said is be transparent. If you have a specific business model, put it on your website so everyone knows how you're running your company. So no one can say that, I never knew how you're running it if it was on the website. Now, there's risk. So you need to take risk into consideration. There's the funded phase. You can hedge that risk. Have a team. Check your risk. Don't just go there and think, it's on a demo environment, there's no risk. There's always risks. And I would say the last is, your traders are your assets. Educate them, keep them close. And as I mentioned before, it needs to be a win-win for the trader and for the firm. So that's my 2 cents.
Fully agree with Alexis. If I may add something to this, definitely do your math, not only on risk. Make sure you have enough funds to start. Calculate a few months in advance. We've seen quite a lot of enthusiastic companies that start but miscalculate there a bit. Make sure you have also enough funds for support and other future expenses. However, keep in mind that market will become more saturated. So you have to keep in mind that if regulation comes, you might have more obligations. So keep that gap and keep your margin as high as possible. One of these ways is also finding right partners who charge you in the fair way for the technology. Another I would say, is make sure what Alexis said, it's about finding the best traders. If you have them, don't let them go, make them your stars. If they are good in what they do, use them in live phase, multiply your money, show other traders how it can be done. That is the core of this. That's where it started. If you're just gonna get too greedy and try to squeeze people, this is not the direction. People will not like it, and you will be cancelled, like it often happens. And as mentioned many times, in lack of regulation, self-regulation is the most important. So again, don't get greedy. Focus on building sustainable business. Regulation will be there sooner or later. If you are not fair, you will be out. So that's crucial. And last, maybe but not least, for Forex brokers, just don't ignore this trend. Don't think that you have seen it all in contests and everything. This is a little bit new. It comes from traders. If you miss that, if you don't understand it, then you might miss a great opportunity. But thankfully for you, there are companies like MatchTrader where we can always help you, and we are open to discuss any issues or topics related to that. So we always welcome you to speak with us, and hopefully we'll have some fruitful collaboration also in this segment.
Great. Well, thanks again, gentlemen, for having us in your office and for giving us all your deep insights into what's happening in the prop trading space and with Match Trade Technologies. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.